They screaming peace when there ain't no peace. Israel prophesying in the streets. Look at me, the center of attention. Black Messiah coming with a vision.
At ease. How you doing, brother?
How you doing?
So that's good. So, according to what the officer just showed y'all, we are the Israelites according to the Bible. The things that we know as African American history are actually now, it's African American history, right? We can all relate with slavery, us coming here on slave ships, right? But it was actually Bible prophecy first. Meaning Moses told the Israelites to go through it, and now we actually been through it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Now here's the question. You got any questions, brother? You got questions? What about you, brother? You got questions?
The truth is the truth. Yeah.
Say it again?
I just told him what's name.
Hey, brother, you gonna have to either speak up or come closer for me.
I can't talk. I don't talk.
That's cool. They come closer. Okay. Okay.
And most of the people are talking about my studies that once you see the Selassie.
Okay. Hey, give me, I'm gonna show it to you. Give me Queen Sheba in the Bible. I want to show you where this thought and idea comes from. Now, here's where we get life confused as black people. Y'all with me?
Yeah.
All black people on the earth are not the same race of people.
Right.
I'll say it again. Just because your skin is black. Watch this. When sisters want their hair braided, where they say they going?
To the braid shop.
They saying we going to the Africans.
Yeah.
Right? Why do they say that? Why don't they say we going to our brothers and sisters braid our hair? Because they know when they sit in that shop and they braiding hair that there's a difference between the people that's doing the hair braiding and the so-called African Americans that's listening to hip hop, staying in the hood, staying in the ghettos.
Start at one.
That's what we're gonna read. I'm gonna clear up this whole Philosophian Jews lie, because that's what it is. Yep. I know who the Selassie is. Go ahead. He was not a descendant from King David. That's right. Okay, what was the proof? What was the proof that he showed?
He had shown his lineage all the way to King David.
He showed his lineage.
His lineage all the way to King David. This is an established fact that Halie Selassie is the last Ethiopian king that was descended from King David.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do.
Now this is something that from what may come just from here. Looking at find it, let me know.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. Hold that. Get me
just don't know about the Bible either, because anything outside the Bible, part of it is propaganda.
All right, so now that we let the brother, wait a minute, brother. Hold on. You came up and talked, now you about to leave?
Part of that is not all truthful and correct.
All right.
That's the history of the Bible. That's the history of the Bible.
Jeremiah 17:4. Let's continue. Read that.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 4.
I can stand here with a high level of confidence when I tell y'all that Halie Selassie was not a descendant from King David.
That's right.
And I'm going, not only that, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it. Here's the thing.
This is history. I'm going by that history is part of the distorted.
Okay, we'll see if the history is distorted. Watch this, read this.
And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thy heritage.
What does it mean to discontinue from your heritage? Let me ask you that. What does it mean? When somebody say you're going to discontinue from your heritage, what does that mean? I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you an example of discontinuing from your heritage. What's your last name? Your last name, what is it? Powell, right? What's your last name, brother? Say it again. Stone. Hughes.
Slave names.
All of that is slave names. What does that show you? That they discontinued from their heritage. Now, let's go a step further.
The heritage was taken away.
What is the name of the person that the brother is referencing? Halie Selassie. Where is that name at in the Bible? How did he get that name? Listen to what I'm saying.
That's where he came.
Listen to what I'm saying. Where does that name come from? If it is a descendant of King David. King David does not have a heritage walking the earth whose last name is Selassie.
That's right.
Watch this. Come on, read.
And thou, even thyself, shall discontinue from thine heritage.
What is our job? Our job is to give the sense according to the Bible. I'm going to bring you the next layer that lets me know with 100% proof that Halie Selassie is not a descendant of King David. You know why? Because King Solomon never slept with Queen Sheba in the first place.
That's right.
Go back to King.
That didn't say anything about Queen Sheba.
Watch this. The Rastafarian or Ethiopian lie is that Halie Selassie descends from King David because Queen Sheba slept with King Solomon. From there, she went back to Ethiopia, had children, and that is the descendants of Selassie. That's what he's preaching. This is what he's trying to bring us. I'm going to show that that is not a fact.
Teach out the book of 1 Kings, chapter 10, verse 1. And when the queen of Sheba,
The queen who?
queen of Sheba,
The queen of Sheba, that's an Ethiopian queen, come on.
heard of the fame of Solomon,
She heard that Solomon was famous. He was the wisest man. Listen, brother, I need you to listen. Listen. He heard that he was the wisest man to ever walk the earth. Here's what happens. I'm gonna stop for a second. I'm gonna stop for a quick second. What happens is the Negro reads a couple books. This is how it works. Listen good. Yo, brother, listen. What happens is the Negro reads a couple books and he's fully instilled in his mind that what he thinks is right. How do you know that a person cannot take correction? It's because I let him talk. Y'all heard me let him talk? As soon as I started to speak, what is he doing? Still talking over me. What he's saying is, my facts are going to be disproven, so if I don't talk over him, people are going to actually listen and actually learn something.
That's right.
I have no problem with shutting up. I would let him talk. He cannot find it in his spirit to do the same thing. Ask yourself why.
1 Kings chapter 10, verse 1.
Bring it out.
And when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord,
Concerning the name of the Lord, come on.
she came to prove him with hard questions.
She did what?
She came to prove him with hard questions.
She said, if y'all saying this guy Solomon is so wise, I'm going to find out. I'm going to go ask him my own questions. This is Queen Sheba's thinking. Come on.
And she came to Jerusalem with a very great train with camels.
She came, and put your hand down, I'm teaching. Listen, she came with camels. She came with all these different substances behind her. Come on.
And she came to Jerusalem with a very great train with camels, with very places, and very much gold and precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him.
It said, and when she came to Solomon, she communed with Solomon, meaning they sat down, they ate, they had conversations together. Come on.
Of all that was in her heart.
Of all that was in her heart. Remember, she said she was coming to ask her own questions. The Bible is bearing record that she actually got to ask him. Go ahead.
And Solomon told her all her questions. There was not anything hid from the king.
He said, and Solomon was able to answer all her questions. Nothing was hid, meaning there was nothing that she asked that he couldn't answer. Go ahead.
Which he told her not. And when the queen of Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom,
He said, look, when she saw all Solomon's wisdom, go ahead,
and the house that he had built,
and the houses that he built in Jerusalem. Go ahead.
and the meat of his table, and the city of his servants,
And so she saw all the extravagant life that King Solomon had. Go ahead.
and the attendants of his ministers,
Uh-huh.
and their apparel, and his cupbearer,
Uh-huh.
and his ascent by which he went up into the house of the Lord.
Uh-huh.
There was no more spirit in her.
What happened?
There was no more spirit in her.
So he answered all of her questions. She looked around and saw how beautiful it was. And that spirit of questioning whether or not he was a man of God, it left her. She was fully convinced that King Solomon was the real deal.
That's
what
right.
the Bible is saying. Come
Bring it
on.
out. And she said to the king, it was a true report.
He said, hey, King, what they said about you, man, that thing is true. Come on.
That I heard in my own land
He said that I heard this about you way in Ethiopia. Go ahead.
of thy acts and of thy wisdom.
Uh-huh.
Howbeit, I believe not.
She said at first, I ain't believe what they was telling me about you, King Solomon. Come on.
The word until I came and mine eyes have seen it.
She said, but when I came and I see all of this, go ahead.
And behold, the half was not told me.
He said, look, all the stuff that they were saying that I didn't believe, I believe it, and that ain't even half of what I see with my own eyes. Meaning she fully convinced now. Come on.
Thy wisdom and prosperity exceedeth the fame which I heard.
Uh-huh.
Happy are thy men. Happy are these thy servants.
So now she giving props. She like, your men are happy, your servants are happy, you got food, you got gold, you got land, you got palaces, you the man, come on.
We stand continually before thee, and that hear thy wisdom.
Now I want you to drop down. Right there.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
And King Solomon gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desire.
What was her desires? What was she coming to Solomon for? Who kept up with me? When she was in Ethiopia, why was she going to see Solomon? Hold that, go jump back up. I believe it's the second or the first verse.
Verse 1. And
Listen.
when the queen of Sheba heard of the fame of Solomon
She heard of Solomon, go ahead.
concerning the name of the Lord,
Concerning the name of the Lord, because they said the one true God has a king on the earth, go ahead.
she came to prove him
She came to prove him, read.
with hard questions.
She came to prove him with hard questions. Questions. Now jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13.
Now listen.
And King Solomon gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desire.
What was her desires? What was the desires? The hard questions. Questions that she couldn't answer on her own, she now had the answers for.
That's
what
right.
They do in Rastafarianism, they say that verse 13 is sex. Nowhere up above 13 does it mention her and King Solomon ever having sex. It's talking about asking questions and she coming to see if what they say about Solomon is actually true.
That's
all
right.
it's talking about.
Whatsoever she asked, besides that with Solomon,
She said whatsoever she asked besides that with Solomon, come on.
gave her of his royal bounty.
Hey, he started giving her gifts. Go ahead.
So she turned and went to her own country.
So when she got the gifts from Solomon, she left and went back to her country. Nowhere in the Bible does it say that Solomon and Sheba had sex. That is a lie.
Bring
That
it
is
out.
adding to the scriptures. Give me the book of Revelation.
That's right. Bring it out.
Here's what people are going to realize. Here's what people are going to realize. We not just brothers that know the Bible. We also scholars of history.
Bring it out.
Right.
What happens is a Negro that watched a little bit of YouTube think he can come up here and say what he want to say.
Right.
And we ain't got no familiarity with this. The reason we can tell you that we the Israelites is because we know our book.
That's right.
We know this Bible. You can't just come up here because as soon as I started to explain, then the brother want to discredit the Bible. Well, the Bible ain't really that. You got to understand the Bible and how it was put together. The Bible was put together by men of God.
That's right.
Read this.
The book of Revelation, chapter 22, verse 18. For it testified unto every man that heareth the words of the prophecy.
He said, look, I testify to every man that hear the words of the Bible. What he testified?
Of the prophecy of this book. Of any man shall add unto these things.
The Bible says if a man goes and adds to the story of Solomon and Queen Sheba, go ahead.
God shall add unto him the plagues.
God will add to him plagues. Plagues, destruction. That is a lie that King Solomon had a sexual thing with Queen Sheba and has a descendant running around Ethiopia.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.